Well, Ian, pre-season is over, as it were. How are you feeling after that performance, and did you get what you wanted from it?
Yeah, it was a fantastic venue to come. Again, absolutely brilliant, very welcoming, and a fantastic game. Very, probably the toughest game we've had so far, which we knew it would be. But even tougher than that, they stuck it on us, got 2 goals ahead of us, and yeah, we showed some character and had to do 1 or 2 bits and pieces, and it was a good comeback. But we've got a squad together. Just brought someone else in. He had to go on at half time. Couldn't get it done till Thursday, but I'm delighted. Really, really pleased with the level of the game that we had. I wish Eastleigh all the very best in a very tough league, but they look quite well set up. So overall, we managed to get 1 more goal than they did. So I'm going to be happy. You're not always going to get what you want in the way that you want it. So as long as you keep fighting, you keep going, then that's a win.
What happened with Phil Mabete? Was he sort of invited to leave the pitch later on there after the tackle?
I was going to bring him off, normally in times like this, but it looks like he was asked to leave the pitch, so I have no idea. To be fair, it was a crazy tackle. He should have never done it. And he's young and he's got to learn. Stand on your feet, let the bloke kick it into you. Don't go to ground, and don't go to ground with both feet like that, Luckily, he didn't catch their bloke, did he? So it was an air shot, as we say. If you're a bad golfer, like I am, complete air shot. And I don't know how you can get sent off for an air shot if you don't touch anyone. And is it a sending off? I have no idea. The ref didn't say there. I didn't really want to speak to him after seeing that. But there you go. Such is life.
How close do you feel to having a starting lineup in your head for Walsall at this point?
I've got a lot to do and a lot to think about, and we got to work. And it's not just Walsall, is it? We've got to get ready. The season's starting now, so all the hard work's done now, and now the real work starts. And we still got a few more weeks after that until the window's shut. So there'll be some jiggling and moving, and people not happy if they're not in the first squad that I do, and that's the way it goes. But I'm trying to get a squad that's going to be competitive at the right end of the table. That's what I'm trying to do.
Tell us a bit about the junior arrivals this week of Tom Wilson-Brown and Billy Boder, and what you sort of like and seeing there.
One's the left-footed centre-half who's quick as hell, who's big, can win headers, as we could see. He only met us today. Thought he did ever so well. I didn't want to start him, but he's got a fantastic pedigree, and hopefully he'll turn into the person that Leicester want him to be, and we do. So, I'm delighted to have him. Obviously, Billy Bowden was somebody I spoke to at the end of last season, very early on. Met him with his agent, had a cup of coffee with him, and I nearly killed his agent because it looked like I might not get him. I don't normally, if I don't get what I like, I'm not very nice. So it went on a long way, and the long way I didn't know it was going to happen in the end. So really pleased it did. I've liked Billy for a long, long time. He's never played at this level, and he's going to have to now. And I believe he'll slot in with what I want to do. Just told him off for not scoring at the end there. It's unlike him, but there you go. And I told him what I was expecting a few months ago, what I want to do with this club, and obviously it's stuck in his mind, and he's managed to get out of the last year that he had in his contract and come and sign for us, which is I'm delighted with.
With the size of the squad you've got now, do you need to let players go, both for to not have unhappy faces around the camp, or is there any sort of financial pressure in terms of getting close to the budget?
No, I'm still under budget. If I want to do other things, I can, but what it's about is the individual, how he feels. How's he going to feel with our lack of games program? And that is always going to be our problem. If I like a young lad, I'm going to have to loan him out somewhere. If I've got a more senior lad who might not get a game, I'll be honest with him, I'll tell him, and they might need to go, or go on a permanent, or go on a loan. And somebody I might have brought in might have to go out on loan because they might not be up to speed, and they might not be exactly what I want. So I'm the manager, so I can do whatever I want. And I will do whatever I want, because what I'm demanding is a squad that can pull things out of fire. We did it last year. We're going to have to do it again. I'm not carried away with everything like everybody else is. I got to do my job, and it's going to be much harder now than it was last year because of the expectation everybody seems to have, apart from me. I'm just excited about working and building and seeing what they do and then trying to affect it and add to it and make them believe that we're going to be good enough to beat enough people by one goal at least to actually have a good season. So, if we're 2 down, I don't really care. I got to look at why and what and move on. I can't wait. All these minutes, everybody's got to have minutes. They all got to have the same minutes. They've all got to play the right minutes. And it's an absolute waste of time. I'm glad it's over. Never liked pre-season, never will like pre-season. Nobody really likes pre-season, and it's much better to get over with. Now I want us to have a good start because that's all that matters. And if we don't have a good start, we can learn from it. There's still 3 weeks to tinker around. I've still got some work to do, and I've still got to try and get us in a situation where we have enough talent to be at the right end of the talent. That's what it's all about at the end of the day. Talent.
Joe McGregor and Harrison Minton were at Weymouth today playing and
minutes. They needed minutes. Yeah. People, the phone's been ringing about Harrison. I think he desperately needs a games program. I'm not going to put him in mine at the moment. He knows that score. I asked him to lead that team today. That was a good test for him at Weymouth. Joe McGregor looked really sharp in training, but he needs minutes. So we're going to have some other friendlies. If we do that, we're trying to get a sort of friendly situation going on, but we're going to have enough games, league and cup, to start the season for everybody to catch up eventually. So, and everybody will know where they stand, and that's that. And they might not like it, but they know. And that normally settles down any sort of trouble.
So is the idea you prefer Harrison to get a loan if possible to get him back up to speed? Or is that not quite the plan yet?
Yeah, I've told him he needs a games program from somebody. And if he can get one from now until January, happy days. I'll have a chance to look at him as it goes, get people watching him and see where he goes. Because at the minute, if he stays with me, I'm not going to use him. Everybody else has galloped past him, and I'm not going to use him because he's not as sharp as I want him to be. He's a great lad. He understands that, and I want to see the best of him, not the worst of him. And at the moment, it's not fair on him, is it? He's trying to get over 7 months out in one pre-season to show me that he can play in my first team. It's not going to happen, kid. With who I've got already. Do you get what I mean? With the way Ollie can come back there, with the way Harry can come back there, with the way, because they're ahead of him at the moment, only because of his body hasn't enabled him to go and be training. So this is it. Everybody's going to learn. We're all going to learn. I'm going to learn. I'm learning about this level. I'm learning about where we are, and I'm really looking forward to it. Really looking forward to it, and everybody will understand. Will Wright one here today because he's got a family thing. We spoke about it. I've let him go and sort that out. It's not a problem. I know how important it is that he should be here, but I feel he'll give me that 10 times over. So there we go.
And last one, what is going on with Harry Smith? There are kind of reports that Jago Cambridge are in and still in.
Harry is not for sale. No. We've had 2 bids. One was a joke. The second one's a joke. Because, by the way, I'm not selling it. So it's a joke. All right? Go and sign someone else like I think they have. So it's no problem. Harry is not for sale. End of. Right? And it's down to me. So Harry is not for sale.
Oh, sorry, very last one. What's the state of play with Scott Sinclair now?
I had a chat with Scott on Thursday. He's looking for other things. There ain't nothing here for me at the moment of what I was talking about with him. So fully understand that. He wants to play. He wants to do all of that. And I see my front line with Billy coming now as almost complete. Almost, not quite, almost.
Always room for one more.
There's always room for one more if you're lucky enough to be able to add. And I always love having loads of talent on my bench that I might be able to chuck in. I might stack and rack my forwards. I always have. I always will. What I won't do is stack and rack someone like Harry. Because if I try to bring another one like Harry, he knows he's going to be subbing. Who the hell am I going to get that? So whoever I have is going to have to be a different type. And there's all sorts of people I could put up there as well. But I'm also still in the market looking for maybe some exciting loans, maybe somebody else who I might have already liked and I might have liked for a while, and someone now thinks, actually, I don't know if I want him, and I might make him available because this is the exciting bit now. You know, these last few knockings.